It's the Line Makers on Sporting News, presented by Jack Daniels. Hey everybody, let's get the fun started in the NFL on Thursday night. It's the Line Makers on Sporting News, cozying up with Richie Bachelari and Kenny White. Pittsburgh is at Tennessee. Steelers opened up 6, it's down to 5.5, but pretty significant move to the under, 44 down to 42.5. Pittsburgh coming off a bye last week. Richie, it was not pretty. Mike Wallace must have dropped at least 5 passes. They could have put more points on the board, but they gutted out a hard-fought win over Philly.
Yeah, they did. Michael Vick, gave him the game. He fumbled twice, but now we're looking at a team that's traveling to Tennessee, not traveling well this year, 0-2 so far, losing to Oakland. Haven't had 6 straight losses against the spread on the road. And not playing very well. Granted, they beat Tennessee last year at home 38-17, but not a good spot on the short week.
Yeah, it's a team that's really underachieved on the road under Tomlin. 15-13 straight up the last 3+ years, just barely better than a 500 football team away from home, but 10-18 ATS really shows me they underachieve. And when there is a home dog in the NFL, I have to look long and hard. I ran into a good friend of mine last week. I haven't seen in a long time.
Did you owe him money?
Who did you bet? No, of course not. Said, who do you like? He says, I'm on the home dogs. I'm on them every week. I've been on them for the last 25 years. When you told me that at the Palace Station 25 years ago, home dogs make money.
Indeed they do, but we'll talk about this Tennessee team. It's not making anybody any money. They're giving up 425 yards of offense. I mean, last week against Minnesota, Richie, the field looked tilted.
Field was tilted?
Yeah.
What the hell does that mean?
It means Minnesota was running downhill and Tennessee was running up. It was awful. It was a hound's breakfast.
My bankroll was tilted last week on that game. I fell into a Titans trap. I'm going to fall into it again this week, getting the points at home. 4 losses this year, 1-4. 4 losses this year, all playoff teams. Maybe except for Minnesota. I still got to look if they were in the playoffs last year. I'm not sure. Then it would be 3 losses. Yeah, horrible defense. But getting 6 at home. The short week. Steelers are banged up. We got Palomalu's out. Woodley's out. Harrison played average. 2 tackles. He had some hurries on Vic. Knee swelled up. Betting he don't play this week. And I'm going to be looking to go with the Tennessee Titans. I know last 9, 1-7 against the spread. But that's what we do. You can take 6 at home. I'm taking 6 at home.
And Hasselbeck, 37 years old. He struggled last week on the road. I think you'll see he's going to be better at home. He had a good year last year, one of his better years for a quarterback who's been around 14 years.
Hey, you're going to hear from Kenny on the Ravens. Kenny's waiting for the Ravens to go on the banana peel here. Let me ask you about the Steelers. They also are getting a little long in the tooth. They drafted an offensive lineman in the first round of the draft. He got hurt, never even made the team, or won't contribute this year. Have the Steelers dropped from a power rating perspective from where they were last year in your eyes?
A little bit, but they've had 2 guys that are 2-point players on defense. Very rarely, there's 15 guys in the NFL, I'd say, worth 2 points on defense, and they have 2 of them, Palomalo and Harrison. So with those 2 guys out, it's a big drop-off on their defense.
And one more thing. Pittsburgh Steelers, more penalty yards than rushing yards. I hope to have another 100 this week.
It's Kenny White, Richie Bachelari, I'm Brian Blessing. We get it rolling Thursday night when Pittsburgh visits Tennessee. We've got you covered with editorial content and, of course, videos for the entire NFL menu this weekend right here, the Line Makers on Sporting News.